If I lost everything today, my charts, my data, my trading history, everything, and I had to start trading or learning to trade from absolute scratch, what would I avoid? And what would I do differently knowing what I now know? Because most people start trading the wrong way. They chase strategies, they search for indicators, they try and copy other traders, and they end up wasting months, sometimes years, going around in circles. So in this video, I want to walk you through exactly how I would learn trading if I was starting again today, step by step, no shortcuts, no nonsense, just a process that actually leads somewhere. So if you're serious about learning this skill, save this video, take some notes, because this is going to be one that gives you a clear roadmap. All right, let's get into it. So the first thing to do is to understand what trading actually is. The very first thing that you would do, or I would do, is understand what it is, because most people start with completely the wrong expectations. Trading is not about predictions, or it's not about just guessing, and it's definitely not a get-rich-quick system. Trading is a probability game, so write that down. Your job as a trader isn't to be right all the time. Your job's to develop a system that makes money over a large sample size of trades. I've said that so many times. That means that you will lose trades. There will be costs. You will be wrong often, and that's completely normal. Accept that early and your whole mindset will change and allow you to move on. So the next thing I would focus on is understanding how markets move. Before indicators, before strategies, before anything fancy, I would just focus on price. I'd learn about trends, support and resistance, momentum, and market structure. Because at the end of the day, indicators are just mathematical interpretations of price. Price comes first. Indicators come second. And if you can't read price, indicators will just confuse you. So keep things simple. The more complicated your chart becomes, the less useful it actually is. Then I would pick one market. This is a mistake that I see a lot of beginners make. They try and trade everything. They try and trade Forex and crypto and stocks and indices and gold and oil, and they end up mastering none of them. If I started again today, I would pick one market and I would focus on that. One environment, one set of behaviors, one set of patterns, because markets have personalities. And the more time you spend watching one market, the more familiar it becomes. Depth in one will beat variety on this. Then I would learn one strategy. Once I understood market structure, I would just build one simple trading strategy. Not 10 strategies, not 20, just one. Something basic like a trend or a pullback or a key level or a clear entry signal. And then I would define three things very clearly: where I enter, where I exit if I'm wrong, where I take profit if I'm right. And that is it. The biggest mistake that beginners make is trying to predict or build the perfect strategy. And there is no perfect strategy. There are only strategies that work over time. There is a video on my channel that you need to watch after this one. It's called the best strategy video on YouTube. And if you go and watch that, you will leap ahead of most traders just by understanding how a strategy is developed. That will teach you all of this in that one video. All right, then I would backtest this strategy. Okay, this is where most traders skip the work. They learn a strategy and then they immediately start trading real money. That is backwards. Before risking any money, I would backtest the strategy. Over 100 trades or 5 years minimum. I'd record everything: win rate, risk reward, drawdowns, because that's where the confidence actually comes from. It doesn't just come from your hope. It actually comes from data. This is what will allow you to remain calm and actually trade consistently. If you know your strategy works over 100 trades or 300 trades even, then a losing streak doesn't shake you because you understand probabilities. After that, I would learn risk management, and this step is non-negotiable. If I started again today, risk management would be the most important thing that I focus on, because even a good strategy can fail if the risk is wrong. So write this down. Your job as a trader is not to make money. Your job is not to lose money unnecessarily. Most professional retail traders risk around 1% per trade or less, and that allows them to survive losing streaks whilst continuing to improve. And then over time, their consistency will start to compound, but only if the account survives. After that, I would trade and track everything. Once the strategy is tested, I would start trading very small. Not because the strategy doesn't work or it's not profitable, but because trading with real money then introduces emotions. It starts emotional fear, emotional greed, impatience. And the only way to learn how to react to that is to experience it. But keep the risk very, very small. I would journal everything, every trade, every decision, every mistake, because the journal then becomes your mirror. It shows you patterns in your behavior that you won't notice otherwise. As a professional trader, you want to be approximating a gross discrepancy performance of 0, which basically means you're trading your plan flawlessly. And if you want to watch a video on how to do this and what all this means, I did a full video on journaling and I cover this off in a lot of detail. So go and check that out because that is unmissable. Okay, and then you want to focus on process over profit. This is the final shift that changes everything. Most beginners judge their trading based on profit, but professionals judge their trading based on process. Did I follow my rules? Did I manage risk correctly? Did I execute my plan correctly? Because if the process is correct, profits eventually follow. Making money is a byproduct of following your rules. So if I had to learn trading again today, I wouldn't search for shortcuts. I wouldn't chase strategies, and I definitely wouldn't try and get rich quickly. I'd focus on understanding the markets, building one simple strategy, testing it properly, managing risk carefully, and then executing the process very, very consistently, because trading isn't about how brilliant you are, it's about having the discipline to do this. And the traders who succeed are usually the ones who stay patient long enough to let their edge develop. Remember, in trading, it's not you versus the market, it's you versus you. No one else cares if you're profitable other than you. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you stop improving and stop wasting your time. And that is when you get to the CPT level. Consistently profitable trader. That's when you're unconsciously competent. It's like second nature, but you still have to journal. You're treating it like a business. You're optimizing your system and you're reviewing it regularly, and that cycle continues forever, just like any other business. So if you got value from this, let me know in the comments. If you want to learn all of this stuff in a coaching and mentorship environment, I highly recommend you check out tier1trading.com. Or if you're just getting your feet wet, at least check out the 30-day trader challenge. I'll put both links in the description and in the pinned comment. And until next time, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.